Let's get chatting. Today, I want to talk to you about something that a lot of people will share with you when it comes to getting paid online, right? When it comes to digital marketing, right? A lot of people just want to go online and they just want to, y'all have to excuse me. I'm still getting over whatever this little cold thing is that wants to have me in a chokehold. And it's like, baby, it is August. Okay. If you understand what August is about, you would be doing exactly what I'm doing. You would not care. You would get on here and you would share your message. Okay. So here's the thing I need y'all to understand. In my marketing 101 that I probably need to update, I have not ran that video training in several years because honestly the first one is perfect. But I could make the aesthetic a little more contemporary, right? But in my marketing 101, I share the timeline that I have built my business off of. Okay, so hear me. I don't mean the timeline in terms of how I did this at this time, I did this at that time, right? What I mean is the editorial calendar that I have developed over the years and refined to the point that a lot of my content has a cycle to it, right? So there's content that I may have created 2 or 3 years ago that I will now feel the need to update, and I will update it. Okay. And the whole purpose for doing this is so that I am able to work from a relaxed energy and not get burned out and not feel stressed out, but still get the job done. Okay. So I'm not going to walk you through all of that. I will write that down to remind myself to come back on and talk about my and basically re-record my marketing 101. Because here's the thing, if you haven't figured it out, I record everything live. It's just easier for me to do. It's so much more natural. I have been public speaking for many years. In fact, since I was in grade school, because I went to the School of the Arts. So being on stage and speaking in front of groups of people does not scare me. It does not give me the frights, the nerves, or any of that. But there's just something about having to record a video, just me and the camera, that it just, I don't know. Like I make a lot more mistakes when I do that. So I would rather just record content live. Even my paid content, I record live. So that's just my spiel. Okay. So if you don't know me, if you are new here, drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know where you are watching from, what your name is. I'd love to shout you out and give you a huge welcome. My name is Tamira Hamilton. You can Google me. You can look me up on Spotify. You can look me up on LinkedIn, Facebook. You can look me up on iTunes. Okay. My name is Tamira Hamilton. I have over 32, is it 32 or 33 years? I kind of lose count. My oldest daughter turned 32. So it is 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, underpaid, overworked. And over 10 years ago now, I decided to give corporate America the boot. Okay. And here's the thing. I had over 20 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience at that time. And let me tell you, I came out of the gate really strong. Okay. Really strong. And then by the end of that first summer, I needed to, because I was using social media, Facebook in particular, and I was really hitting a wall. Okay. So what I did was I went on this journey and I self-taught myself digital marketing. I found some really good mentors and podcasts online through a lot of trial and error. And I self-taught myself what I was not able to learn through my many years of work experience, decades even, and my formal education, which goes up to having double master's degrees, a bachelor's degree in marketing, in Spanish, in double masters in marketing and finance, right? So I had to learn the digital marketing piece because I had a lot of success, y'all. But I had just barely tapped the potential of what all I could do digitally. So I've been in the digital marketing space for over 10 years. And I like to share that story, not to impress you, but to impress upon you that you don't need the formal education in marketing. Okay. You don't have to have the work experience. But what you do need is something like Digital Boss Academy that is going to give you the layout, that's going to give you the tools, the resources, and yes, some education on digital marketing. Because here's the thing, digital marketing is not an offer, it is not a product. Okay. It is not a business model. Digital marketing is a highly paid skill set. And as we discussed yesterday, when I came on and went live about the future of work, digital marketing is in the top 10. I think it was like number 3 on the list of future roles, right? Of roles for the future. And we know that jobs are going to be a lot more focused on your skills than your formal education. Now, I will say, okay, I'm going to brag on Tamara Hamilton just a little bit here. I will say that I did come to the workforce with actual practical experience, because 2 weeks post high school, 2 weeks after getting my high school diploma, I walked into the corporate offices of a major consumer goods company that happens to be headquartered in my hometown. And I worked on a brand that many of you know, are familiar with, and probably even had in your home or car at some point in your life. So when I graduated undergrad, I not only had my undergraduate degree, but I actually had been paid. I didn't do unpaid internships because I graduated high school with a 3-month-old. So working for free was not an option for me because I had to take care of my baby. Okay. So I came to the workforce with practical experience, real world. I wasn't just pushing envelopes in my internship. I was actually sitting in board meetings and, in high powered meetings, and involved in, because I started in June and they were already starting to take bookings, and we're working on really finalizing the advertising for the holiday scent of this major consumer good that many of you know and are aware of. Okay. I also like to impress upon you that yes, even though I had 20 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience, I still had to learn digital marketing like everybody else. Okay. And I got hate from all around me for doing it. I got hate from all around me for ditching corporate America, right? People who didn't offer a dime to help pay for my undergraduate degree. And then there were people who helped in other ways, like, caring for my daughter while I went to class and things like that. I had a lot to say. They were really upset about what I was doing with my own formal education. Okay. And I just had to ignore all of that and do what I knew to be true for me, because a lot of the things that are coming out now is because of the things that people and I went through and suffered in silence working in corporate America back then, and the microaggressions, and I've also had to go through my own journey of healing trauma and childhood trauma and things like that. But I will tell you this. 2 things. Number 1, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. The fact that we can use free apps, like whatever app you're watching this on. And by the way, I am streaming this on 4 platforms right now. And by the end of the day, it will be restreamed to another 3. Okay. 4 platforms right now. Right? And it only costs me $25 a month to do it. Okay. And there's even a free plan as well, but y'all know I don't put other people's labels on my stuff. So what a time to be alive, right? You literally can, I heard this morning about a woman who created a ebook about crocheting and made like $100,000 in 3 months. Right? So let's talk about it. Why do we get double master's degree? Because we think it's going to make us more movable, more mutable in corporate America. It's going to give us upward trajectory. And in a lot of cases, it doesn't. And that is the real truth why they're more focused on skills now than your education, because too many people who look like me got education and we're doing something with it. Right? And so you get that for upward mobility, because we were taught, it was ingrained in us that we have to work 3 times as hard as everybody else. And when we work 3 times as hard as everybody else, and we find that we are not getting where we want to go and as fast as we want to, it creates all other kinds of issues and impacts not only your health, but your family and your community at large, right? And so that is why I walked away from corporate America, because I just couldn't deal with it anymore, right? So the reason we do that is for upward mobility. When the real deal is, it's just about improving your skill set. Like we talked about yesterday with people being afraid that AI is going to take their job. You need to get new skills. And some of these skills are no longer optional. They're no longer for a select few. These are life skills. Sales and marketing are now life skills. You're going to have a hard time in your career. At some point, you may even have a hard time paying your bills and feeding your family if you don't have some sort of sales and marketing skills. And by the way, these are, I call them life skills, but they are also skills that are for the future, right? Because that's one of the things that I did when I pursued my sales and marketing career was I looked at, is this something that is still going to be relevant in 10, 20 years? And here I am 32 years later. And not only is it relevant, it is one of the most in demand and high paying skills that are out there. Right. And so you don't have to master sales and marketing to the level that I have, but you need some basic sales and marketing skills. It's going to make you more competitive, not only to actually get the interview, but once you're in a company and you're working there, it's going to put you in a better position than not having the skills. Okay. I don't know where that big old fly came from, but I want it dead. Okay. So sales and marketing are life skills that we cannot, get around, right? This whole, I'm afraid to sell, I don't want to sell, viewing sales as sleazy and slimy. You got to work through that. You need to journal, you need to medicate, you need to medicate, you need to meditate, work with a coach and figure out what is the root of that. And you need to get through that as quickly as possible, because let me tell you, there's not a single person on earth who is not in sales. Okay. When you go for a job interview, everything you do to get the job interview is marketing. Your resume, your cover letter, those are marketing. Okay. When you get in front of the interviewee and you're interviewing, whether on the phone, in person, or on Zoom in 2024, 2025, that is a sales presentation. Your packaging, your hair, your makeup, your clothes, your jewelry, that is packaging, and that is marketing. Okay. So we are all in sales and marketing, whether we like it or not. Because I know the girlies like to tussle. I know y'all like to tussle. I know y'all like to think that, oh, you're too good for sales and marketing. You're too good for, building a side hustle and that. And some of y'all gonna be eating crow, and I'm still gonna love you when you do. And I'm still gonna be here for you when you do. Okay. But I know several people who have been let go from jobs 4 to 5 times in the last as many years, due to downsizing and economic shifts and all these other things. Okay. So you have to keep in mind that no one is safe. And like we discussed yesterday, your job can be the riskiest place to rest your future. If you want to take more control, have more control over your future and what happens, your best bet is to have multiple streams of income. Okay. Multiple streams of income. And that is what is so beautiful about DBA, because DBA is going to allow you to build that skill set, and then you can begin to practice with that skill set by selling and marketing the course, because it does come with resale rights. Okay. Now, let's get back to that discussion on marketing 101. Okay. Let's get back to marketing 101. Okay. So remember I said I had this timeline. I created this editorial calendar which if you look around you, if you know anything about traditional advertising, which honestly, we're not even going to say that. We're going to say if you've lived, especially in these United States of America, during the last 50 to 70 years, and you grew up watching television, things like Saturday morning cartoons, soap operas, the Super Bowl, you are very familiar with the marketing schedule that a lot of these companies have. So remember, I said 2 weeks post high school, I worked on a major consumer brand, things that you find not only in your home, but potentially in your car, and they're scented. Okay. And you got to think about it. What happens at the beginning of the year, right? The beginning of the year actually starts earlier than that, around November-ish with the Thanksgiving holiday, right? And everything is lumped together with the holidays, right? And then that kind of culminates, it begins with Thanksgiving, then you got Christmas and Hanukkah and anything else that people celebrate in between. And then that culminates with New Year's, right? And immediately, what do you begin to see on New Year's Day? The gym commercials, because everybody's going to the gym, right? And then by the second week of January, you're beginning to see Valentine's Day stuff. And then it moves into St. Patrick's Day, right? And even Easter, depending how early Easter is, right? Okay. So there are these planned and created holidays, which, it's for marketing purposes. Let's be real. It's all for marketing, right? And so you need to have that same kind of setup. You don't have to create holidays or even acknowledge holidays, but you need to have campaigns that you're running that are seasonal, that are annual, and then you update that content every 2 to 3 years, right? So how I did it was the 1 year, it actually started with a fall campaign where over Labor Day weekend, I ran a mini beauty class all about eyebrows. That's all we talked about all weekend was eyebrows. And my Facebook group grew from a couple hundred people to like 1,400 people over that weekend because I hosted that class. Okay. And then from there, I began to have these mini classes, right? And then the next year, over Memorial Day weekend, I had a summer glow skin class. It was all about glowing skin. Okay. And so for every year, and then in the middle of that was National Lipstick Day. It was a 1-day flash sale. And sometimes there wasn't even a sale, but it was just all about lips for that 24 hours where I was showcasing lips in different shades and people would buy them, right? So you have to get creative. You have to understand. Like if your ideal client is women, and especially moms, you definitely want to be talking about Mother's Day. You don't have to have a discount or a sale, okay? But you need to have a campaign where you have a unified, focused message for a specific period of time. See, the problem is a lot of y'all think you're supposed to go out and you're supposed to sell the entire catalog or your entire product offering when you really can focus on one product at a time. And believe me, they are still going to buy the other things. But they first got to get to know you, like you, and trust you. And these campaigns are a great way to do that. So let's bring it all together. It is currently August 8th. Okay. Let me look something up real quick. It is August 8th. I think it's like 112, but let me check. Just waiting on Chat GPT here. I was right. It's 112 days until Black Friday. Okay. Now, let me tell you what I've seen happen in the last 10 years, marketing and selling online. And I get it. Not everybody thinks like Tamira because they don't have the 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience that I do. But y'all wait until the Monday before Black Friday to start thinking about and marketing and talking about Black Friday. And that is one of the biggest mistakes. And it is costing you. There are people right now who are already wrapping up their Christmas and holiday shopping. Some may have already finished, right? That is what I love about Pinterest, because Pinterest starts preparing their creators and their users for the holidays as early as May. When I sat in on their webinar, it was in May. It was in May, y'all. Okay. So you need to be thinking about holiday marketing now. You need to start planning for holiday campaigns and marketing now. No, you do not have to have an offer. No, holiday marketing and campaigns are not limited to physical products. If you offer services, I was a member of a gym for many years that one of their biggest campaigns was a buy one, get one on their gift cards. So you could spend $100 on gift cards for a gym membership, and they would give you like $25 or $50 or something like that you got to use yourself towards your membership or towards, different things they had, like t-shirts and whatever other tchotchkes and that they had, right? I've worked with clients who were bookkeepers and CPAs who didn't have a special or a physical product. However, they still needed to be marketing and talking about wrapping up the end of the year and having their customers prepare things so that what they received from them at the end of the year to do their taxes in January was in an organized fashion and wouldn't be costing them time. If you're picking up what I'm throwing down, let me know in the comments. Let me know if what I'm saying is making sense in the comments. Okay? So a service provider, bookkeeper, CPA, I've worked with them on creating holiday campaigns where they decorate their office, they're recording videos, live streaming, wearing Santa hats, and they have a timeline that they're working from for this campaign to help their client and would-be client choose them as their CPA by creating content around what they need to be doing during fourth quarter to prepare to get their taxes done during the first quarter of the following year. They didn't wait until January 1 to start having that conversation, right? And so when it comes to something like Black Friday, if you are a physical products company or even an affiliate, you don't want to wait until then, right? Especially if you took the summer off, because I know how y'all are. I know some of y'all took the summer off because summer be summerin', right? I live in Wisconsin. I get it. We're lucky if we get 8 full weeks of summer, right? And we cram as much in the summer as we can. But that's why it's important for you to learn how to work your business in the nooks and crannies of your life and get it done in 2 to 4 hours, because Parkinson's law, right? The amount of time you allocate is the amount of time it takes to actually get a job done. Okay. And so you can't wait until, okay, I want your money, to start talking to people. You've got to be developing the relationship and earning the trust much sooner than that, right? Your win back campaigns, you can't wait until you got an offer for them. You need to be addressing them and sending them to content, creating content, and engaging with them long before you want to make that ask, right? So what I would do for Black Friday is my Labor Day kickoff. Labor Day would kick off the holiday season for me with a makeup class or a skincare class. When I was, I actually still sell beauty. I just don't actively promote it anymore. That's how good I am with marketing. Okay. That's how good I am with marketing, right? It's not just that I've been doing it for 32 years. I'm actually pretty good at what I do. That's why I'm on all those podcasts and stuff. And you can look me up on Spotify. You can look me up on iTunes, right? You can look me up on YouTube. You can look me up on LinkedIn. I've been doing this a lifetime, literally, right? I had a whole baby and she is now grown with her own 2 babies since then, okay? So marketing is building that relationship. It is creating the content to earn the trust. What I'm doing right now is marketing, right? I'm giving value and educating. That is creating content. The way that I look, the way that I appear is packaging, right? And yes, I got the multicolored hair. If that turns you off, you ain't the client for me. And that's okay. You're good and I'm good because I'm past that, right? The thing speaks for itself. And my reputation, my resume, my curriculum vitae all speak for themselves. Okay. Like I said, you can go on iTunes, you can type in my name. It's right there. You can type in my name, Tamaerea Hamilton, like money. Okay. You can look me up. I just booked some more podcasts this week. I'm an in-demand speaker. Okay. So you can't wait until then. One of the core things you want to be doing now, right now, this minute, is you want to be laying the groundwork. Hi, Dennis. Hi, my friends. I hope you are doing well. Okay. You want to be laying the groundwork so that people can find you, right? So to go back to, well, actually, let's do this. My friend Dennis is a real estate agent, right? So right now, what he really would want to be doing is creating content that he knows his ideal clients will be looking for come October, November, and December. Creating that content and optimizing it so when they begin to search, he appears in the search. Now, I know you've heard me talk about Pinterest because I love Pinterest, because Pinterest is a great way to be discovered. It's a discovery visual search engine. Okay. So my friend Dennis could be creating content around what his ideal client is likely looking for toward the end of the year, right? Like, I don't know, real estate markets. So I don't know if the end of the year is a great time to be looking or not, right? If you're planning on selling, maybe it's not a great time to sell, but maybe it's a great time to prepare your home for selling. So he could be creating that content now. He doesn't want to wait until then because he wants to get it out there and constantly be promoting and distributing it. So it's getting further and further optimized in the search engines. And so then people can find him when they're looking for that. It's the end of the year. We're thinking about selling. I do know that that's kind of a thing. You can correct me if I'm right or wrong, Dennis. But I believe that's kind of a thing that people at the end of the year start thinking about selling their home the next spring or the next summer, right? And so December, November would be a great time. And even into the early part of the year would be a great time to be creating and having that content actually already created. And then you're really just promoting it during those times. Okay. So we have to be ahead of the game. He said spring market, right? So if you want to sell in spring, you don't want to wait till spring to get your home ready, right, Dennis? You want to get your home ready before that, right? And so once people start putting things away from, and I know from working in banking, actually people get really grumpy the first few weeks of the year. I worked in a high net worth area and people would be really grumpy once those credit card statements and that hit from the holidays. They would be really grumpy. And then by February, as the days are getting longer again, they've paid down some of that credit card debt. They've even gotten bonuses from work or tax refunds. They're a little happier again. Okay. So you got to know that's that consumer buying behavior. That's that consumer behavior in cycles that I'm always preaching and teaching about. You have to get into the mindset of your ideal client and be able to speak to them, right? And you can do that through your content that is optimized for what they're going to be searching for. Okay. I pulled down one of my cute little diagrams and I didn't show it. I didn't show it. But it's a little Venn diagram, right? I too love Venn diagrams. And it shows the three buckets that your your marketing needs to fall into digitally. There's 3, okay? And I know I've done this on another video, so you can go and find that on YouTube. There's paid traffic, right? There's earned traffic, and there's owned traffic, okay? So your paid traffic is anytime you run an ad on a platform or in a newspaper or on Hulu, Disney Plus, right? You're seeing a lot. That's going to be the next big thing, is advertising on like Amazon Prime, right? Advertising on Hulu, which I guess is pretty inexpensive, but it depends. And inexpensive is subjective to your budget. Let's just say that, okay? People are actually looking for alternatives to Facebook advertising right now, just to keep it real with you. A lot of people are having success with TikTok advertising, right? So there's paid, right? Your earned is your social medias, okay? You don't own that platform, but by being a good citizen, a good social citizen, a good steward of the platform, by creating engaging content that makes people binge, that they want to keep coming back to and crave, the social media platform rewards you by putting your content in front of more people so that they can show them ads, because that's how they make their revenue. One of the ways that they make their revenue, right? And then there's owned, okay? So owned is like my blog, tamarahamilton.com, right? I own that, right? I own that in as much as I got to abide by the terms and conditions of my host, which I won't name because people like to try to hijack you. As long as I abide by their terms and conditions, which, you know, we've seen this happen in recent years, okay, they won't kick you off, right? You can't steal other people's content and put it up on your blog, on your website. That's one of the reasons they will send you a letter and threaten to kick you off, right? You can't engage in dangerous activities. And some of their terms and agreements may be you can't set up a website that is like a corn website, for example, or offshore gambling. They may have that in their terms, so you have to read that. But outside of that, you own that real estate. And as I always say, I like to have a virtual home, virtual real estate on the internet. And for me, that happens to be tamarahamilton.com. Okay. Speaking of tamarahamilton.com, I just published a new blog post a couple days ago. Here, let me show it to you over on this page here. Right there. Okay, so we've got a new blog post up on tamarahamilton.com titled Pinterest SEO Mastery, Drive Organic Traffic with Visual Search. Go check that out so that you can, and there actually is a video there. It's a interview for a podcast that I did earlier this year. And I talked about the importance of SEO, search engine optimization, and how Pinterest is more than just a social platform. Okay. And then there's another podcast embedded in there. So, you know, it's a wealth of information. tamarahamilton.com and Tamara Hamilton are both a wealth of information. Okay. So there's the actual Spotify. You can listen to that there. And I have some other blog posts there that you can also tap into from this one blog post. Okay. So it's just giving you some Pinterest strategy, because y'all are sleeping on Pinterest. That's one of the first things we talk about in this podcast interview, is to stop sleeping on Pinterest. Okay. Because you need paid, earned, and owned traffic sources. So your blog. Okay. So let's talk about how Pinterest plays into this for me. I earn at my peak 3 million monthly views on Pinterest. That's driving traffic back to tamarahamilton.com, my version of Linktree, where my offers are, right? To specific landing pages that collect leads, right? Like my friend Dennis, who is in real estate, he wrote a great book. He can not sell, but offer that book on Pinterest by creating content, like I said, how to prepare your home for sale. And don't wait until April 1st to do it. Start now, January 1st. Here's a plan. And if you found this content valuable, head on over to this link and get my free book. I'll send it out to you. Just pay shipping, or he might even pay shipping, right? So the other thing, because real estate does tend to be local, that someone like Dennis can do is to create non-geographic specific digital products that he can offer and sell online using something like Pinterest. Okay? Let me know in the comments if you're picking up what I'm throwing down. So he can create content that gives a couple of the steps to prepare your home, but then he could also direct that traffic to an ebook that he sells for $20, $30. And then the money that he creates from selling that ebook for $20 to $30, even $40, $50, he can use that to now pay for traffic in his local area to get good qualified leads. So are you seeing how this can work, right? This is what a coach, a consultant helps you with. We're not there to make the decisions and run your business for you. We are there to help you fill in the gap and learn how to think, right? And some of you know how to think. So we're there to help fill in the gap. We're there to help tie it all together and be like project managers and oversee it and get it done for you. Okay? So, like we talked about, real estate goes up and down, right? Things go in and out of favor. Your traditional job, they expand and they contract. Everything expands and contracts, right? The key to your survival is being able to supplement your income either way. Either way. Okay. And the key to being able to do that now and in the future, it really rests in your ability to learn technological advancements and embrace them, to be able to sell, market, and to write. We talked about that yesterday with the future of work and how cognitive ability. Can Pinterest work without my own products? Absolutely. Absolutely. I primarily use Pinterest to sell other people's products and have for 10 years. Right? But the mistake a lot of people make is they might go to something like ClickBank and get affiliate links, and then they create a bunch of content and link to ClickBank, and Pinterest doesn't like that. So the better thing to do is to create a blog that provides value and answers questions and helps people make buying decisions, and have your links embedded in that blog. And Pinterest loves that. Absolutely loves that. Now, there are two exceptions, LTK and I'm going to say it, but out in Amazon, right? Those are the two exceptions. Okay. Another untapped thing people are not doing is they're not linking their TikTok shop to Pinterest. Now, again, read the terms and conditions. I haven't, because I don't really push TikTok shop like that. But as long as the terms and conditions say you can, why not? You know, part of what I teach in Pin Profits Mastery is to repurpose and reshare your existing content from TikTok, from YouTube Shorts, from Reels, and no logo, get it up on Pinterest and get it optimized on Pinterest, right? So when we talk SEO mastery, we're talking Google, of course, but Bing, DuckDuckGo, right? Pinterest, YouTube. And if you are selling certain products, Amazon. People don't realize Amazon is a search engine. I remember when I first heard that, I was like, what? And then I thought about it. Whenever I want to find something to buy, the first place I go is to see if it's on Amazon. So good, says Dennis. Thank you, friend. I really hope you are well. I miss you. We still got to go out for barbecue, right? He says, so good, right? Amazon is a search engine. So in the case of his book, he could sell it for like 99 cents on Amazon, right? And by the way, DBA has a whole Amazon KDP module inside of it. So it's not just about done for you digital products. There's all these volume 2. Okay, let me break this down for you. So volume 1 is literally, like I talked to y'all earlier and said, what a time to be alive. There's never been a time like this where you can take your knowledge, your experiences, and be able to monetize them using mostly free apps like Canva, Google Slides, Google Docs, these social platforms, and be able to make unlimited income. You're very welcome, Reaching Higher. You're very welcome. Someone from YouTube. Told you I'm on multiple platforms, right? Never in history. You can literally, like anybody, like it to a degree, to a large degree, the playing field is equal. And I don't know why people aren't catching this, because it's not going to be like this forever, y'all. Because once too many of us do it, the big corporate overlords are going to be like, no, now. Right? So we got to get in where we fit in and get in now. Right? And so that's what volume 1 is all about. It is the essentials of learning digital marketing, creating, and even editing and optimizing products that are already done for you and rebranding them. There's a module in there on called Build a Bomb Brand. I want to put a cough drop in, but I'm so afraid I'm going to get embarrassed and almost kill myself by choking on it by talking. So I'm going to avoid that right now. Okay. So there's Build a Bomb Brand. How to launch. Do you know what I would charge somebody to be their launch strategist? And it is in DBA volume 1, which by itself is 111, but I would always encourage you to get volume 2 because it's the best deal, because I offer it at $222 versus $333 while I'm live, right? Even at $333 or $222, that is a huge steal to learn how to launch, and from an actual bona fide digital marketer and brand strategist whose last name also happens to be Hamilton. She's real good. I just love her to death, right? And I love it because I didn't even have to create all of this. I could just come do what I do best, get on here and give y'all free value and content. And then if you buy it, great, right? So if you're on TikTok, just click my face up here. And by the way, if you're finding value, please be sure to engage with this, to comment, like, share it, double tap the screen and throw up some hearts, right? I forgot what I was even talking about. Refresh my memory as I started coughing. But yeah, so there's how to launch in there, how to set up your digital product store, build a bomb brand. There's a whole module just on digital marketing essentials. Okay. We're to the point, not a lot of local businesses can really truly afford someone like me. This is gold, y'all. Thanks, Dennis. You can't necessarily afford someone like me. So in the meantime, either you got to do it, or you got to pull in your high school, your college age child or niece and have them do it for you. Okay. And so that is why having access to something like DBA so inexpensively is a good investment in your business. I see way too many local businesses shuttering their doors because they don't know marketing. It's not just going to Canva and using a template and throwing it up on Facebook and they will come. There's a lot more to it than that. Okay. And it can and should be fun, not just because I'm a marketing nerd. Okay. So what else is in there? It moves through the things that you need to know, all the way from video editing using CapCut to Canva editing. So all those done for you products that are in that vault that you can go in and edit that. And then it moves into some more core business principles. Like, now you're making money. You need to set a budget. You need to budget this money, right? You might have started as just an independent, and now potentially you can look at, do you want to become an S Corp, an LLC, a C Corp, right? That's in there, right? And then in volume 2, we move into high income platforms like LinkedIn, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. There's an advanced module as well. So again, your service professionals, your folks like Dennis, who's in real estate, the CPAs and bookkeepers that I've worked with, right? They do a lot of business on LinkedIn. Why? Same as with Pinterest. The average user on Pinterest is a six-figure earner. It's also highly female, which is usually where real estate transactions start, from my understanding, is the wife, right? So it moves into those higher income platforms, but it also moves you into more specialization. Now, there is a beauty business in a box that is inside of volume 1. There's also Airbnb. But when we get into volume 2, we move into things like Turo, how to become a travel agent, how to set up a virtual call center. So volume 1 is, let's teach you how to make some money with very little and be able to make a lot of money. To volume 2 is, now that you're making some money, let's not just blow this money. Let's put this money to work for you. There's no real estate module, Dennis. Just saying. Just saying, right? So, and they constantly are adding to volume 2, making passive income with AI. So just because Dennis is in real estate, and I got to stop just picking on my buddy here, just because he's in real estate doesn't mean he has to create income streams online that are related to real estate. He might want to create faceless accounts. He could do that. And you can learn how to do that inside of DBA Volume 2. And while I'm live, DBA Volume 2 is only $222 instead of $333. Okay. And also know that they've added like 5-7 modules in the last month or so. Passive income with AI, how to become a travel agent, how to set up your virtual call center. There's all these modules that are in there. Homeschooling and daycare as an income stream as a model is in there, right? Because nobody's telling you to only rest your future in digital marketing no more than they're telling you to rest your future in work. You got to diversify, okay? And I've also added a mentorship chat on Telegram. So if you purchase DBA, the AI traffic generation system, BPU, which is Business Pro University, which is going to help you with learning to sell these digital products, you get access to my mentorship chat. Okay. And that's where you can ask questions. That's where I go in and provide guidance and help, right? Because one of the things that we're finding is the people who are truly, truly beginners, they just need a little guidance. They need some community. They need some support, which DBA does have a very strong community, but some people really need more of that smaller, intimate setting, because the creator of DBA, she ain't into doing the whole mentorship thing. And that is okay. Okay. That is okay. All right. So DBA here, I can show you. Let me pull it up. And read you, because I'm so addicted to the share the win tabs of the community inside of DBA. I want to stay on here longer. We'll see how long I'm able to. The way my voice is acting up here, it'll flip the screen. Okay. And let me share my screen here. All right, so let's look at some of these wins. Okay, a huge win for me personally was finding out what programs I best align with to truly grow and build my business. I'm excited to share a personal win with you all today. After much experimentation and learning, I finally discovered the programs that best align with promoting my digital marketing business. This journey has been full of trials and errors. Um, so yeah, so they don't really share what it is, but that they've found it, right? And they love, and he says, I love you all in this amazing DBA family. Okay, so that is awesome. He had to do some work and figure out, because alignment is everything. If the offers are out of alignment, if your marketing is out of alignment, you'll know, because you're going to feel frustrated, you're going to hate your life. Okay, here's Rhonda, who made 2,000 in sales in less than 30 days. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is possible, but it's not guaranteed. And I'll also go so far as to say is not typical. Okay. Especially if you are brand spanking new to digital marketing. Okay. Her stand store was officially set up on the 13th of July, and she hit 2,000 this morning. She just posted this 2 hours ago. So I'm going to give that a like. And come down here and say, oh my God, how awesome. Congrats. I am so happy for you, Rhonda. Boom. There we go. Okay. Because that's what we do in the community, right? Now, being a good steward, being a good social citizen includes engaging with other people, right? Just a bit of encouragement. Pop-up shop book. I wrote my first book, and it's how to look for the good and bad in the pop-up shop world, things you need to know, and they share their link. Okay, $700 this morning. To think I almost talked myself out of trying this, and I'm able to make $696 before 8 a.m. Boom, there it is. Look at that. That is fantastic. Congrats. Many congrats to you. Made my first sale today. Congratulations. The first of many, I am sure. Okay. Let's see what Cindy's talking about. Update 7 months into 2024 and a tip. Hi, besties. How you doing today? I'm here with another journey update extra tip for you. While 2024 started with debt, stress, and a lot of uncertainty, I can proudly say that digital marketing has changed my life forever. It wasn't easy to set everything up and build a solid. I love this. Oh my God, I'm so glad I picked this one to talk about. It wasn't easy to set everything up and build a solid sales strategy. Oh, I love this so much, to generate these automated sales, but it was definitely worth it. So don't give up and keep working. You'll be thankful later on. Here is where I am today. January, 0, because I didn't start. February made my first 4 figures. March reached the 5-figure income. April started making more than my 9 to 5 on an annual basis. May decided to quit my 9 to 5 job. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I wish you would have waited, because you just never know. You just got to wait a little bit. June, done doing digital marketing full time. July, reached 6 figures in 6 months. Nothing is impossible if you believe in it. Remember that it's okay if your content doesn't go viral. Louder for the people in the back. It's okay if your content doesn't go viral. Each viewer is a potential client. That is such a good thing to realize. If you get 10 people on a live, that's the equivalent of having 10 people in a room. 200 views on a video. Some of my highest converting content has less than 500 views on it. Okay. It's okay if there are days you feel like giving up. We're all human and can't be 100% at all times. Just focus during those days on what you can do that will make you feel energized, happy, and motivated again. It's okay if you haven't started with a solid sales strategy at the beginning. It's not too late to build one and thrive. Come on now. It's okay if it takes a little longer to get your first sale. Everybody is on a different timeline. I keep telling y'all that. As long as you focus on serving over selling, that sale is right around the corner, like Tupac. Okay. Extra tip, don't force your first course sale. Focus on finding, or in parentheses, creating a product that is 100% needed by your audience to generate consistent sales from it. Then upscale your buyers toward the high ticket products you're offering. You will already have their trust. Keep on rocking. You got this. Love, Cindy. I love Cindy. Let's give Cindy some snaps because Cindy put a disclaimer. Results are not guaranteed and depend on many different factors. Cindy, girl. Cindy for mayor. Come on now. I love this post so much. Thanks for sharing and many congrats to you. Oh my God, that is awesome. Okay. I was going to turn the camera back to me, but really quickly, I'm just going to show you a real quick look at what the modules look like. Because this is what actually sold me on DBA when I saw this, because I am a marketing snob and I like things to have a very clean look and feel. Okay. So it's really laid out for you to go from top to top, from right to left and top to bottom. From left to right, I should say, from left to right and top to bottom. The only reason DBA 2 is there is because some people just don't scroll to the bottom. So they moved it up toward the top so you can see that you, in fact, do have access to it. But it's not there. That's the one exception of left to right and top to bottom. Okay. The other thing I'm going to tell you is you do not have to go through all these modules. Don't let haters on the internet tell you that you have to go through every single module before you begin to sell it. No, you don't. No, you don't. I would recommend getting through a number of the essentials, but you do not have to go through every single module, right? Y'all get some of y'all, there's there's another extreme. Some of y'all get the course and you feel like you got to go in and you got to master. That's like thinking that you got to that's like me thinking I had to have a full master's degree before I could work in marketing at the major consumer goods company. No, you can learn on the job and it's okay. You can definitely learn on the job. Okay. So here's what it looks like. You can see these modules. I'm not going to keep the camera on this for too long because, the clock app, they will flag it as non-original content. So we're just going to scroll through here really quickly. Spanish module, French module. Now, I'm going to tell you, those don't cover every single thing, but they do cover some stuff. Okay. Affiliate marketing, Airbnb, beauty business credit, all the things that I told you, right inside of there. Okay. So let me go ahead and flip the screen back because we don't want them getting angry with me and shutting me down, shutting my live down. We do not want that. Okay. So what questions do you have that I will gladly answer? What questions can I answer for you? We already had the question from Reaching Higher. Can Pinterest work without my own product? It absolutely can. Pinterest is wonderful for affiliate marketing. And back in the day, because I don't really, well, actually, I do have some direct sales links still out there where I'm basically more like an affiliate now that still pop off for me because it's viral content. And so I still sell mascaras and skincare regimens from Pinterest, even though I don't actively promote those products anymore. I'm still an active affiliate and I service any existing customers and new customers that I get from Pinterest that find me through Pinterest. But I also promote my blogs heavily on Pinterest. In fact, I have it set up so that, like, I published a new blog post the other day. It automatically published a pin to Pinterest. Now, I still need to create some other pins because it takes the feature photo, and the feature photo that's optimized for the blog is not necessarily optimized for Pinterest. So I do need to create some Pinterest optimized pins to drive traffic. And I already have some short form video that I'm going to upload to Pinterest to promote that blog post and drive traffic to it. Well, back in the day, baby, and I talk about this at length in Pin Profits Mastery. The company that I was partnering with at the time, they partnered with a group of influencers, as they would be called now, on IG, and they called them that brand and Mavens, the name of that brand and Mavens, right? And they would create content. And one in particular, they actually put her on payroll, and her husband was a photographer for them. And she would create these little pictorials of makeup looks that used this company's brand of products. And we were licensed as distributors and authorized resellers to use those pictorials. So I would upload those pictorials. They were 1x1 squares to Pinterest, to a dedicated board, and link to my blog. I would link to a landing page that offered them access to my curated library of makeup looks that were professionally created by makeup artists with tutorials, step-by-step instructions in every product listed, which was a page that was not gated on this company's website. Okay. That was not gated, but I gated it and got there. And the company, they still don't get it. That page should not be open. That page should be gated. And then you have a lead. Okay. So hear me out. Let me know if you're picking up what I'm throwing down. I created a very simple page. It literally just had a headline and a button that you clicked. And when you clicked that button, all they did was give me their email address. I didn't ask even for their name. Okay. And I go into detail why I don't or didn't in my email marketing course. So if you want that, just hit me up and I'll put you in there. Okay. So they gave me their email, and then it took them to my affiliate linked page for that specific makeup look, and every product was listed and they could add it to cart. I'm somewhat of a genius. I know, you can tell me. Okay, so let's get interactive. Let's get interactive here. Why would I do that? Take some guesses in the comments. Tell me what my thinking is here, and let me tell you it worked. Because where other people were selling one product, I was getting orders from around the world, poo-poo. I was getting orders from around the world, from people that I never met, never talked to, complete strangers in my sleep for $200, $300, $500 worth of product. So yeah, it definitely works for other people's products. It doesn't have to be your own product. Oh. Okay. So let's walk through the thought process here. I want to hear from you. Why would I do this? I mean, clearly to make the sales because I got them. Why would I want their email address? Why would I gate something that they didn't have to put their email in front of? See, some of y'all want to play respectability politics. Some of y'all want to be liked and popular. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Couple things about my daddy. We call him Griswold, like as in Clark Griswold. We gave him that nickname because when he moved to his subdivision, he was literally Clark Griswold with a Christmas lights and the big black Santa in the front yard. But my bonus mom pointed out something about both him and I. When we do something, we do it. We are all in, right? 2, he makes pretty babies. I mean, I'm going to just keep it real. He does make pretty babies. Okay. And 3, Greg ain't raised no fool. Barbara didn't either. Okay. The reason I want to, let me say this. I would rather be paid and pretty over popular and liked any day. You're with me. Thank you. I would rather be pretty and paid over popular and respectable any day. Right? Y'all overthink it. You don't have your business person hat on. You have trauma that you need to work through. And it shouldn't take you 6 years to do it. You should be able to sit down and ask yourself an honest question, journal it and write it out, and come up with your action plan and be done with it in 30 minutes. Yes, to be able to reaching higher is still here. Make sure you guys subscribe to me and you're following me. Okay, to be able to follow up with them and perhaps to offer more amazing things. Yes, but before I offer them more amazing things, I need to get them back in front of what they came in front of me for in the first place. Right? Now, that's a little difficult to do, I admit, when you're putting up all these different makeup looks, but at least get them back in front of the makeup look library or in front of the next makeup look. Right? Because here's the reality. You have a less than 2% chance that a first-time visitor to your website is going to buy on the first visit. Okay? And you got to remember, they're on their phone. They might be standing in line and we got a new hot coffee spot here, like 7 Brewing or something like that. The line is crazy. They might be in line scrolling and now they're up at the cash register and they forgot all about you. So you need to give them a reason to talk to you offline. It's like when the cute guy across the bar buys you a drink and now he wants to come over and y'all talk and he gets comfortable enough to ask you for your number. Hey, Walter Jack Lanier. So that he's comfortable enough now to ask you for your number. So he's got a direct line of communication and y'all can talk outside of whatever event you're at, right? So it's the same thing. You want them to be able to remember you and get back in front of your content and build that trust, build that and trust factor. Okay. So that's why you want that email. So that's why I couldn't believe it, y'all. I was like, how is this not what we call gated? Why are people able to just go to this for free? And to this day, they still have it ungated. It blows my mind. There's no way I would have that ungated. Right? You want to capture data on your website visitors. Write that down. You need to capture data on your website visitors so that the mailman, so that you can get back in front of them, right? So that you can present the same offer to them, more offers to them, so that you can take them further down the funnel with more content. And you can't do that if you don't have their data. Now, 10 years ago, everyone was talking about the pixels and the tracking codes. Well, since then, Apple has come in and they've made that a lot more challenging. So it's that much more important for you to be building your email list, to build your SMS text message list so that you can get back in front of them, okay? Don't worry about, oh, they may not like me if I ask them for this data. Then they're not your customer. They were never going to buy from you anyway. Let's not play respectability politics. Let's not play, Pollyanna rules of etiquette and all of that. Let's get paid. Let's get paid. Because here's the reality. Some of you, it's not about respectability politics. It's about, as women, we've been taught that making money for us is a bad thing for whatever reason. I really don't understand why, but a lot of us have a lot of hangups when it comes to making money. We want to be nonprofit. We want to be purpose-driven, but you can be purpose-driven and still get paid, boo. Because a lot of us like really nice things. And I don't know about you, but my mama and grandma taught me to be self-funded. A man is nice and he should provide. But if it don't go right, and he no longer provides, or if we're still together and something happens, he's not in a position to provide, I need to be able to provide for myself. I need to have my own. I don't want anything that somebody can take away from me. Right? So there's nothing wrong with getting paid. Okay. And if you truly are purpose driven, which, hey, I am too, it's a lot easier to live your purpose when you have resources. Just saying. The kingdom still take money too, boo. Some of these houses of worship literally have ATMs in them. They take Cash App. They take Venmo. Because the kingdom has to evolve and adapt to technology too. Okay. So it is okay to ask for their email. It is okay to get, that's permission-based marketing, right? It's so much better for you to do that than to be in my inbox asking me, will I make a post for you on my timeline? That is earned. That's not given. Do you know how many years it took me to build the platform that I have? And I have my own, I have to literally decide between my own offers. I can't put all my own offers up on my timeline. And here you are in my inbox, a complete stranger asking me to post about you and your business for free on my timeline. Baby, this is a capitalistic society and you got to understand your role in it. And like I said, Greg and Barbara ain't raised no fool. You want access to my platform? I went through that with an employer. You don't just get access to my platform. That ain't in the job description. You got to pay me. Now, if I feel generous or just feel like it that day and I want to, but it's not required and it ain't free because I don't have the regular platform that everyone else has. I've built mine over the years, right? So rather than beg and plead and borrow for people to promote you, your business, and your content, you need a solid sales strategy. You need a solid marketing strategy. And one of the reasons I chose Digital Boss Academy, DBA, one, I didn't have to create it all. Oh, hallelujah, right? And two, it allows me to be able to have a wealth of knowledge and resources for you at an incredible value. DBA is only $222 while I'm here live today. Only $222 instead of $333 for volume 2. Now you could get volume 1 for $111, but just know that you saw the way that volume 2 is inside of volume 1. They can't be separated. So if you decide to get volume 2 and have it go from being blacked out to lit up inside of your volume 1, what you would have to do is pay the full price for volume 2, which is $333. So don't do that. There's Klarna, there's payment options. You can get started with volume 2 for as little as $55.55. All you do is click the link on this, type in the link in your browser from on the screen, or if you're on the Clock app, click my profile picture and go over to my profile, and you know where the link is. Go see my profile. And you can join now while I'm live for only $222, which when you break that up into 4 payments, it comes down to $55.55, right? And they break that up over 4 payments. And I guess there might even be some flexibility to even spread it out longer than a month or 6 weeks or something like that. Because I think it's actually 2 months. I think it's every 2 weeks. But keep in mind, you can resell it. So if you've got the audience, you've got the network, baby, you can resell it today. So you can get started for $55.55 and be up by $333 by the end of the day. It's literally what I did. Everybody don't do payment plans because they don't have the money. Because, I don't know, some of us just get a thrill, right? I've never been in the street pharmacy game, but I do love watching movies about street pharmacy and even the mob. It makes me feel a little mafioso. to get a lick for $55.55 and be able to flip it 2, 3, 4 times by the end of the day. My little Scarface moment. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Okay. I am so far away from that. You wouldn't believe. I'm nothing like that. But, you know, have a little fun in life, right? So what other questions? To be able to do follow-up. Yeah, that was a great question. To be able to do follow-up. The money is in the follow-up. You know, a lot of times we'll say the money is in the list. The money is not really in the list. The money is in the follow-up with the list, because some of y'all build the list, but then you never follow up with them. And I'm going to just be straight up with you. I always am. If you collect an email today and you don't email them right away, in 3 to 5 days, they have, and even shorter than that, they have completely forgotten about you. So if you are building an email list and you are not emailing them frequently and regularly, you do not have an email list. You can end up ruining the authority of your domain by doing that, because what will happen is when you do email them, people will have forgotten about who you are, and they'll be like, I never gave my name. I never gave my email. And that's bad. That's not good. If enough people do that, that is a problem. If enough people are not opening your emails, service providers like Gmail start to throw your stuff in junk and in spam, and your domain and your email address might end up actually being blacklisted and you don't even know it. So if you're going to collect the email and not email them, don't collect the email. Don't collect the data if you're not going to do anything with it, right? I also believe in collecting data on your customers. That's where email segmentation comes in, right? I always knew who my lipstick people were. So when new shades came out, I would go to them first and get them on my list for when the new shades would launch, right? I always know who my Facebook marketing people are versus other platforms, right? Facebook is still a very high converting platform for me. Pinterest and TikTok and YouTube are great discovery platforms. I actually used to convert a lot from YouTube until they made some changes. But that's why I'm omnipresent and I'm on all these different platforms. By the way, there is a YouTube module inside of DBA Volume 2. A very good YouTube module inside of DBA Volume 2. So you guys are asking great questions. What other questions can I answer for you? What questions can I answer? Would you like me to take a look at your profile? Do a little mini audit? Got about, 10 more minutes on here. But grab DBA Volume 2 while I am live. If you'd like a sneak peek, it is DBA Sneak Peek, SNEAK, peek with 2 E's, TamiraHamilton.com/DBA Sneak Peek. If you go to the link, if you click my face up here on TT, on the clock app, it's like the third button, and you can get a free sneak peek, but I've kind of already given it to you, so you really don't need that, right? There is no money back guarantee on DBA because you get instant downloads. So once you download it, it's yours, right? Once you access it, it's yours. Can't take the training back. Can't take the downloads back. So also, I'm not rushing you because I'm not in the business of convincing people. So if I got to convince you to join, I got to convince you to stay or not refund. And that's just too much work for me. That's not ease and flow for me. That gives me discomfort. That's not alignment. Okay. So any other questions? I'm trying to think other questions that I've been asked. But as we know, I'm already not feeling a little under the weather. That's why I'm fanning. So I'm not going to be on here much longer. But Pinterest is great for SEO. Be sure to check out that blog post on TamiraHamilton.com. Pinterest SEO Mastery. How would I learn about how to create a blog and a landing page? What I would do is I would book a strategy session with me. And I'm actually running a special on those right now. And even my strategy sessions, you can also do a payment plan on those. So hit me up at tamirahamilton.com and we can book a strategy session. My strategy sessions are, we do it together. Okay, we do it together. And I can help you with that in a landing page. That's what that would be the best course of action, because that's not necessarily inside of DBA. I have a blogging course, but it is way too old where I would not feel comfortable selling that to you, because everything looks so different now compared to what it looked like back then. It's very different. But yeah, book a strategy session with me. And yeah, I'd be more than happy to help you do that, because I do actually recommend WordPress blogs. I will definitely reach out to you, Mr. Lanier. I would definitely recommend a WordPress blog because it gives you so much more control over other platforms. And the host that I use as well, they are awesome. My blog was actually down for a couple of years because my old host tried to extort me. So I'm in love with the host that I have now, and that's what I would recommend in a WordPress blog. It's just the most effective, and it's truly a lot more of you owning it and having a lot more control, especially by way of the plugins. I used to really give that answer because you could put the pixel on there, but you can put the pixel on just about anything now, and the pixel is just not. We're moving to a cookieless world, right? And so it has to be a lot more about building your email list. Excellent. I'm ready now. Looking forward to it. Excellent. I will send you that info right on LinkedIn as soon as I'm finished here. Okay. So yeah, that book that session, and I would be more than happy to help you set that up. That's my wheelhouse. That is how I've built a successful business over the last 10 years. If you were here from the beginning, I talked about how I did come into digital marketing with over 20 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. However, I'm an old dog. I might not look it, but I got grandkids. Okay. So I was reluctant to even get on Facebook. I was like, I'm on LinkedIn. My kids are on Facebook. I don't think I'm supposed to be on Facebook. And my marketing foundation definitely gave me leverage when I started my business. However, I still wanted to get beyond my warm and hot market and get to the people who believed what I believed. And I knew I needed digital marketing. And there were a few things that I needed to learn and build upon what I already knew that was just not in class when my classes were in session, right? They didn't teach digital marketing. They didn't teach social media marketing, even when I got my master's degree. I don't think Facebook was even a thing yet then. I mean, I had the first time I saw Google was like the first or second night of my master's program. And that's when I started using Google instead of Yahoo. So, I had to learn these things just like everyone else. And it started with self-learning and this podcast called The Solopreneur. Michael O'Neill, I'm still friends with him on Facebook. And I still listen to some of those OG podcasts episodes because they really changed my life. Right. And so through that podcast, I came across my mentor, and she had a blogging course, and I sold makeup just to be able to buy that blogging course, and it changed everything. I have not looked back since then. Between that blogging course and live streaming and Instagram, that's why I'm in business to this day. And then they actually started a podcast, and I was the first guest that they had on their podcast back in 2015. I just flown back into town from Colorado, and they'd asked me like the day before, and I was their first guest. So I think that episode is on my blog. So welcome. Thanks for the love, Michaela girl. Thank you. So any other questions? I'm going to get off of here soon. But yeah, if you want to book, hit me up. My email is tamira@tamirahamilton.com. Or you can message me on any of the platforms. There's no messaging on YouTube. So you would want to find me on Facebook or somewhere, or just email me at tamira@tamirahamilton.com. But under the cover photo in on YouTube, I know there are links there where you can reach me somehow from those links. I know that much. Okay. Um, and then, yeah, I'd be more than happy to help you. Be more than happy to help you. Digital marketing is just not optional. It's not. I mean, even the smallest of churches these days are broadcasting their services on Sunday, right? And the local businesses that are struggling, it's because they don't have some sort of marketing in place. You have to have marketing. You have to have a social media marketing person on deck. You just have to, right? It's just not an option. And like I said, even if you have no intention of ever building your own business or an online business, for your career longevity, not to mention trajectory, you're welcome reaching higher. You need to have some sales and marketing skills. It's just not optional. And my advice to you, like I'm a nana, you got to be teaching your grandkids this stuff now. Right? Mine are very comfortable in front of the camera, maybe too comfortable in front of the camera, right? I didn't even have to teach them how to do an intro and ask for subscribers. They know these things. Like my grandson loves to, he's always sending me videos. He's always sending me videos of things he likes to cook. It's not just like that he wants to spend time with Nana and cook. He wants to monetize the video. He expects to stream the video and for the video to be monetized because he wants his cut, right? We need to be teaching this stuff to our kids now. And some of them are more ready than you are because they've grown up watching Ryan. And if they get it, they know that Ryan is selling to them. They know that Ryan is making money. I never had to tell my grandson that he can monetize the videos. He knew that. So now he's learning from Nana over the summer about creating content. But he knows the flow. You know the flow. Because you know how I know you know the flow? If you watch The Price is Right, if you watched a soap opera, if you watched Oprah, if you watched Wheel of Fortune, you know the flow. You know the flow. You know the phrase promotional consideration paid by. You know that the guest from Oprah stayed at the Omni Chicago. You know the flow. You know how it goes. Okay. So the thing is, you've got to stop being scared, stop being polite, and get paid. Now, I'm not saying you got to be rude to get paid because I don't think there's anything I've said on here that was rude, right? Are there things that I do and say that might turn some people off? Yeah, but I don't care. They're not my people. There are over 3 billion people on the internet and using social media platforms. So if I tick off a handful of them, I do not care. And by the way, some of your haters are going to be your greatest promoters. So let them hate. Like Mel Robbins says, let them hate. You can't get in a tizzy, get your undergarments in a bunch about what some stranger on the internet who probably is just unhappy and miserable anyway says. Bless and release. Don't let them block your money. Don't let them block your purpose. But some of y'all, with y'all purpose, you need funds. You need funds. And you're online anyway. You're online anyway. Why are you not getting paid? Because let me tell you, when you're online scrolling and you stop the scroll, you aren't paying the cost. You're paying with your attention. Remember what I said. The platforms like when you post and create engaging content, because now they can show ads to more people, right? So those influencers When you stop Nara Smith, baby, I'm watching every single Nara Smith from beginning to end that shows up in my news feed. I don't care what y'all say. And it might be propaganda, but I love her swag. I love her content. And I'm a stan. I'm watching every single video. I am willing to help her get paid with my attention. But just like I'm willing to help her get paid, I'm also willing to get on here and fan myself. I mean, you should be able to figure out I'm fanning myself to keep myself, to keep my temperature regulated. Okay. But I am who I am. And that's why I'm not going to pretend to be somebody else and look like I'm all corporatized. I mean, I am to a degree. I mean, it's just part of my DNA, who I am, right? That's why I have a certain hairstyle. The middle part and real sleek, you know, it's my little share thing, right? My SVU wig, right? I like that. But my personality, and these are my brand colors, okay? So you are the brand, you are the content, and you are the algorithm. You literally are the algorithm, whether or not you embrace the fact that you are the brand and you are the content. The question is, are you going to leverage your algorithm to get you paid or everybody else? I'm okay with doing both. I'm okay with getting other people paid. Because if I'm not, I'm a hater, and what the hate you give only returns back to you. So I'm okay with both. But I'm going to get my piece. I'm going to get mine, right? Through my own products and through selling other people's, right? So when the question was asked, how do I learn about how to create a blog and a landing page? I offered my own product, which is me, and sitting with me and me helping you do it. But I also sell other people's products that other people created. But I've always sold my own knowledge, experience, and that, and even productized it, right? And that is why you want to make sure you are following me, that you subscribe, because that's all I talk about is productizing, monetizing, and futurizing your income. Because instead of whining about AI taking your job, you got to learn how to get paid regardless of who's in the White House, regardless of any of that. You should be able to be successful. In 2008, 2009, and I'm going to close after this. 2008, 2009, I was working in financial services, banking to be exact, and real estate collapsed. And I remember that morning huddle talking to my team. And this is how you know a leader versus one who's not. And I said, I don't know what tomorrow brings. I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not here to fearmonger. But what I am here to do is lead you. And here's what we're going to do. We're not going to mope. We're not going to woe is me. We're going to perform. And in performing, if there are cuts, if there are layoffs, it ain't going to be us. Follow my lead and do what we need to do. And let's keep everything a buck and above, and we'll be okay. And we all were. I promoted 18 people in 3 years with my leadership, guidance, direction, and development, because I cared about the person. I was a good steward over the people that were entrusted to me. Now, I know it might not always felt like that to them, but I was very vested in them as people and helping them achieve what they wanted to achieve and go where they wanted to go. The problem was always when I had to tell them they couldn't have time off, then, it was a problem. But, that's just dealing with people. Okay. So the whole point of this is for you to understand, even during scary or uncertain times, the one thing you cannot afford to be uncertain about is you. You got to be certain about you at all times. You got to be certain on what you can do for you at all times, because ain't nobody coming to save you. You got to save yourself. Ain't nobody coming to save you. And that is why I'm so grateful to have learned from my parents and my grandparents personal development and to always be upskilling and improving my skills. I was one of the first people to go live and stream. I was willing to get out front and do that because I saw the power behind it and what it could do in terms of magnifying your message and amplifying your message and getting to more of those 3 billion people who believe what it is that you believe. Okay. So this is my last call. You can join DBA for $222, volume 2 while I'm live versus $333. It's a great value. Volume 1, how do you create something from pretty much nothing? There's gold dust in the air. And volume 2 is, now that you're making this money, here's what you can do with it to make it work for you. I actually like to call volume 1 making bricks without straw. There's a passage in Exodus about making bricks without straw, where the enslaved people were told by Pharaoh that they had to make bricks, but he wasn't going to provide them straw. And they were able to miraculously make bricks. They figured it out. Right? Because, and when you talk about analogy, what's coming, a lot of people are going to have to learn how to do that. Right? I've told the story and shared the story, that my dad always tells, us, his children and grandchildren, about his older sister who passed away when I was a freshman in high school. And she would have rent parties, right? She would have parties to pay her rent. So she would charge to get in the party, like a quarter. She would go to the grocery store and maybe buy fish and make spaghetti and some cold beverages and sell those. So you could go to the party, you pay to get in the party, and then you could pay for food and drink while you were at the party. Like, this is like late 70s, early 80s, right? So my point is, and I know there are men here, but I'm going to speak specifically to the women. Women have had side hustles as long as women have existed, whether it was a rent party, whether it was ironing, whether it was cleaning, whether it was preparing meals, whether it was renting out a room in the home. Women have contributed to the household economically, financially, as long as women have existed. In times of war, like World War I, World War II, it was women working in those factories to build the missiles and the other things that they needed for the machinery while the men were at war overseas. Women create and women multiply. And now with technology, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane what you can do. And it doesn't have to be something you do all day, every day, a couple hours, 3 to 4 hours a day. And you can leverage products that other people have created. And you can leverage free platforms. Okay. So, all right, that's it. I got to go. I got some other things to tend to, like hydrating and getting a little rest, because I have to remind myself I am under the weather and I need to take care of myself. So I'm going to end this, and I look forward to booking with those of you who said you are going to book. And I will get that info over to you, Mr. Lanier. And Reaching Higher, I don't know your name, but make sure when you do reach out that you let me know that you watched my live stream from YouTube. And I will holla at y'all later. Bye.